Great weekend at Northern Iowa. Really, really proud of the team and just the fight that they had. I think it's very difficult, especially in our sport, to play the same team twice, back to back, and a great team like UNI. But especially Taylor Mims had a fantastic weekend. Claire Martin as well, with her getting Defensive Player of the Week honors, is pretty spectacular. But just really proud of the team and how we fought, and just happy to come away with 2 victories.
Can you talk a little bit more about those wins? Not only on the road, back to back against the same team, they were ranked 17 in the country, and this Saturday match especially was hard fought coming back in the last 2 sets. What was it that you think the team was able to do to persevere and show that grit to get those 2 wins?
Yeah, I think just really, really hard fought points. They are an unbelievable defensive team, one of the best defensive teams I think we have played in a really long time. Offensively, I don't think we were great except for Taylor, but it was just that we kept coming back, especially on Saturday. It was tough. And I know UNI has played a great schedule. They had a fantastic first weekend, upset some ranked teams. And then they had a tough week. They played Iowa State. So we were expecting them to be a little bit tired, and they sure didn't seem that way. But a lot of grit, and, there were a lot of back and forth. We were down, but we just kept fighting point by point.
You could argue 2 completely different matches. The first one was a defensive, just blocking 17 blocks in that one. Then the second one, it was Taylor's show at the end. What was the difference? I know teams make an adjustment,
right,
playing back to back, but what was the difference between the 2 matches, and how did you guys adjust as a team?
Yeah, I think the first match Friday, we served exceptionally well, and like you said, put up some great blocks. They made some adjustments, I think, and just passed a lot better on Saturday, and we just couldn't get our block going as well. Their outside hitter had a great day. She was really tough to stop, and I don't think we were quite as sharp offensively or our serve either. So, but it was just a nail biter, especially on Saturday. But just really, we were able to make some adjustments as well, and like you said, Taylor just kind of took over. Well,
and speaking of Taylor, can you just talk a little about the first 2 weeks of the season for her? And she's hitting at a higher percentage than she did last year, so she's getting the same amount of kills but doing on a lot less swings, which is going to save her arm a little bit.
Right.
For Pac-12.
Except for Saturday. She had a lot of swings Saturday.
Hit
26, yeah, yep.
Can you just talk what she means to the team and how she's been playing?
Taylor has had a fantastic start to the season. I think, even though teams are keying on her, which I think they are, she's been able to really just take care of the ball much better than she did last season. And maybe that's just the whole progression of her moving from outside hitter or from middle blocker to outside hitter. I think she's still just getting used to that position. She's only played it for about a year and a half. But yeah, her hitting efficiency last weekend especially, that's just gnarly for an outside hitter to hit that. So just a great job by her, great job by Ashley Brown to connect with her and get her the ball.
Sarah?
So you were talking about how last weekend it was a little bit more of a tough game. I wanted to know what have you seen that you want to work on or potentially tweak with your team?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we can work on, and just being more consistent is probably one of the main things. We need other hitters to hit at a better efficiency, not just Taylor. We need our middles to get a little bit more involved in the offense, hit better. I think our blocking, especially Friday night, I had talked about that I wasn't happy with it the first weekend. It was much better Friday night against UNI, obviously. That was a lot of blocks, but I still think we can clean that up. So this week, I think we're just going to focus on just getting more consistent with all of our skills, and it's early in the season. Of course, I hope we're not, already peaking, but probably just getting more people involved in the offense and having them hit a little bit better.
this weekend at home for the first time, what does it mean for the team to come home after 2 weeks and play it in front of their home crowd in Bowler? And then talk about the Cougar challenges a little bit and the 3 teams coming in: McNeese State, Illinois State, and Stony Brook.
Yeah. First of all, we're going to be very, very happy to be back at home, be in our own beds for a while. 2 back-to-back weekends going east is tough, and it was a pretty quick turnaround. So always nice to be back at home. Bowler Gym is fantastic. Hopefully we can get a good crowd out for this weekend. I know soccer's home and football's here as well. So anybody looking for some things to do, Friday at noon, Friday night 7:30, and then Saturday at noon before football will be great. But really happy to get these teams coming in for the Cougar Challenge. It's tough to get teams to come to Pullman. It's not the easiest place to get to, but these are 3 quality teams that we're getting for this tournament. And so just really happy that they're making the trip out here, and hopefully we can be good hosts and show them what the Northwest has to offer and come away with some wins as well.
Perfect.
I was going to say, so as of September 1st, you guys are 4-0. Does the team feel any pressure to perform and keep that streak going? And if so, how do you and your team handle that pressure?
Yeah, off to a great start, of course, 4-0. And that's, I think, our goal. And in preseason is to not only get some wins, but to get better every single day. And there's only pressure, I think, from outside sources. We're just working on the process every single day. How can we get better? And then, of course, just taking one match at a time. So really, we're only looking at that first match at noon Friday to start with, and then we'll go from there. But I think we're just looking at the process and how we can get better every single match.
Speaking of that noon game, how confident do you guys feel going into this?
It's early in the week. We're still scouting, making all those kind of scouting reports, adjustments, things like that we need to work on in practice. So I don't think we're ever fully confident going into any match. Confident in our own skills, but we're not going to certainly overlook anybody or look to the next match. We're going to take every single match one at a time and even point by point.
Cool. Just one last question off of that. How do you, for people that don't know, how do you game plan for 2 different matches in the same day with 2 different opponents that potentially play completely different styles?
Mm-hmm. It's tough. Not a lot of sports are playing 2 different teams in one day. So we have film on both of them. We can make some adjustments, I think, in match, but I think just having, it's not necessarily 2 different game plans. It could be different rotations that we want to start in, or different blocking schemes or defensive schemes, things like that. But I think most of the time, especially in the preseason, we're trying to take care of what we can do on our side of the net and then make in-game adjustments.